I think I liked At Long Last Leave. It's one of those episodes of Simpsons where, when I reflect on it, I feel like not a lot happened, but at the same time, I felt happy when I was watching it. This is the 14th episode of the 23rd season of The Simpsons, directed by Matthew Nastuk. And the town of Springfield votes for The Simpsons to leave. They are exiled from Springfield and they go to the Outlands. And we have a recreation of the title sequence with what it would look like if they lived there. A little bit peculiar because they're still called The Simpsons, so I'm not entirely sure why they felt the need to change the name of that, or why the characters felt the need to change their clothing quite dramatically. But when you overlook that, I think it's quite nice. Different family members respond differently to this new way of life. I will say I don't think we really got a good sense of them living there. It seemed to take quite a while to get there, but also they got there pretty quickly and not a lot happened. It is definitely one of those episodes where I was enjoying it. It was perhaps unpredictable, but when I reflect on it, it doesn't actually have that much substance to it. I guess because it was different. The characters are wearing different clothing, the environment's slightly different. It's visually quite engaging, so I think that was enough to keep me entertained. And then, I won't say what happens, but ultimately what happens I think was the right direction to take this episode. I think it worked very well. I think the way certain characters responded at the end of the episode I think was quite believable, actually. And I think that worked very well. There is one moment in this that I genuinely found to be really funny, and I want to put it as the thumbnail for this, but I won't because it took me by surprise. But Marge and Homer dress up as two characters from Springfield to try and sneak back in. I won't tell you which two characters, but have a guess. If you haven't seen the episode yet, have a guess, see if you can guess which two characters they dress up as and what that might look like in your head. Because it really entertained me. It's quite brief, it lasts a couple of minutes, but I enjoyed it. It's a good episode. I don't necessarily know why I think it's a good episode, because on reflection, there are not that many plot highlights. Something I did love, actually, this is a really small thing, but just from an animation perspective, when they're leaving Springfield, they're all in the car. Now, I have two thoughts here. The first thought is that I loved the detail in the luggage. We see the luggage piled up in the back, and we see things like the picture of the boat, a couple of other, little things here and there. We also have Santa's little helper in the car and Snowball on the luggage asleep, which I thought was a lovely touch. But then I thought, Grandpa's not there. And technically he's a Simpson and technically does cause problems for some people. I guess because he didn't live in their house, it's slightly different, but I thought maybe if they'd taken Grandpa with them it could have been slightly different, but he wouldn't have fit in the car. I guess the story would have been Grandpa in the boot, or the trunk if you like. And then I wouldn't have got the visual design of the luggage in the back, so I can't complain too much, but it's just something that I thought was quite interesting. I liked it. I did. It's a decent episode. It's probably never going to be a favourite, but I'd be quite happy to watch it again. There were certainly several things here and there that I enjoyed, and ultimately I thought it was quite an entertaining watch.